Whether you're Democrat, Republican, or somewhere in the middle, this is a game we can all play together. The goal of the game is to be the first candidate to get 270 electoral votes. Unlike most games, Deplorables can have up to 10 players, or candidates as we like to call them. So today, I'll explain 5 easy steps on how to play the game, discuss game strategy, and conclude the final stage of the game, the October surprise, which gradually eliminates candidates to determine a winner. So, let's get started. Step 1. Choose a Democrat or Republican candidate. You will receive a matching endorsement card that coincides with your donkey or elephant, and $1,200 to fund your campaign. Step 2. Decide if you want Obamacare or not. It's a $500 investment up front, but you'll get $200 every time you land or pass the Obamacare corner after your first complete cycle around the board. However, you have to decide if you want healthcare at the start of the game. You can't opt in later after the game has started, so it's now or never. Step 3. Buy. Roll the dice, land on a space, and purchase a political card. Each card is worth 20 electoral votes. However, the bipartisan cards like the CIA or the Women's March with the blue and red stripe at the top are worth more and cost more, so definitely try to grab those. Step 4. Once a space is purchased on the board, a tent is placed on that space to let everyone know it's owned. Blue is for Democrat, red is for Republican, and purple is for bipartisan. If you land on a space that is already owned, then you take a Democrat or Republican card if that tent is blue or red. However, if the tent is purple, you can choose to take either a Democrat or Republican card. The choice is yours. Step 5. If you land on the voter spinner, things really get fun. This allows you to move the voter on the wheel in the center of the board. To do so, just spin the voter spinner. The arrow on the spinner will determine where the voter goes. The wheel is divided into 5 sections: Fundraiser, Drain the Swamp, 2 Super Tuesday sections, and Runoff Election. If you land on Fundraiser, you get $250. If you land on Drain the Swamp, you get to take any 2 political cards from your opponent. If you land on Super Tuesday, you get 5 bonus electoral votes. If you land on Runoff Election, you get to choose any unowned political card and roll off against 2 other candidates. The candidate with the highest number wins. So let's talk about gameplay. At the beginning of the game, you want to buy as many political cards as possible to get electoral votes. You can purchase political cards from both parties in order to get the 270 electoral votes you need to win. However, staying true to your party has its advantages, because if you get 4 cards from your own party, you automatically get 10 bonus electoral votes. You can also purchase party delegates worth 5 electoral votes to get you closer to that magic 270 votes. Candidates can accept $500 in Kremlin cash if you land on the Kremlin cash corner or pull a card inviting you to do so. However, candidates that take Kremlin cash receive a red snake and are vulnerable to an FBI investigation. If found guilty, you lose 2 political cards and $500 to the opponent that slapped you with the investigation. But more on that in a minute. Now, there are 2 main things to avoid in this game: Drain the Swamp and an FBI investigation. With Drain the Swamp, you could lose 2 political cards to your opponent. With an FBI investigation, you could lose 2 political cards and $500. That's a big hurt. You could end up looking like this. Each candidate has an endorsement card. Now, clever candidates will sell or swap their endorsement card with another candidate. You negotiate whatever you can get for it. The benefit of having your opponent's endorsement card is in the event they go belly up, you get all their political cards that match your own party. So all the Democrat cards if you're a Democrat, or all the Republican cards if you're Republican. And that could give you a big boost towards winning. The final stage of the game is the October surprise. This occurs when all political cards are owned and there's nothing left to buy. In addition, the Democrat and Republican cards are replaced with blue and red October surprise cards. So at this point, things are getting serious. Candidates continue to roll the dice, move their tokens on the board, and draw a blue or red October surprise card when necessary. If they land on a bipartisan space with a purple tent, they can choose either a blue or a red card. But here's the October surprise twist. If you cause the voter to land on Super Tuesday when using the spinner, then the two candidates with the least amount of electoral votes have to face off to remain in the game, because one of them is going down. So, the two weakest candidates roll the dice. And for this scenario, we'll say each candidate rolled a 10. And that's fine because the second twist of the game is that each candidate gets to add a point to their score for each card they have from their own party. The advantage points are just another reason why staying true to your party matters. So in this scenario, the Republican loses and must exit the game. Concession speech, anyone? The game continues on this way until one candidate has enough electoral votes to win or is the last candidate standing.